Rogue One's trailer sends a clear message. This is a new kind of Star Wars movie. For the first time in years, anything can happen.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
We're a long way from the Mos Eisley Cantina. There's nary an alien or monster to be seen. And so far as this trailer's concerned, there's not a sign of Jedi, Sith, lightsabers, space battles, dogfights, or any of the other staples I've come to expect from Star Wars. Except for Mon Mothma, not a single familiar face appears, though I'd be shocked if we don't see at least a glimpse of Darth Vader in the final product. These changes make story sense. The xenophobic Galactic Empire isn't likely to let non-humans anywhere near their big, shiny, super-secret weapon.
I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
And there shouldn't be Jedi running around the Rebel base before Skywalker gets there. But these differences are also part of a signal that cuts through this trailer like a lightsaber through Luke's whiny arm. It's time for something completely different. We do see some familiar places, but they're all presented with interesting new context. The Rebel base on Yavin with a cuffed protagonist being escorted through the hangar bay, the Death Star still under construction, Imperial walkers engaging not armies, but a tiny squad of soldiers on a beach. Star Wars has never given us a true one-shot film before. Because Rogue One's characters are all new, the writers and director are free to make us truly afraid for them. We know the plans end up in Rebel hands, but absolutely everything else is on the table. Anybody can die, anybody can turn traitor, anybody can fail, and anybody can be redeemed. And in a 2-hour or so span, we're going to get a tale of risk, sacrifice, and consequence. That's a tremendous freedom of storytelling that the series really needs.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
Star Wars The Force Awakens was criticized for sticking too closely to the originals. Now, I recognize Episode 7 leaned heavily on the original trilogy, but I think that was actually a good thing. After the botched prequels, we needed a solid foundation to build new stories on, and it worked on TV too, as Rebels used Clone Wars to draw a bridge between familiar material and new characters. Disney is wisely choosing to go forward with a new idea at the absolute perfect time. Too often, big franchises wait until they're already stale to get experimental. I really appreciate that Lucasfilm had the guts to take this step now.
What will you become?
As presented in the trailer, Rogue One seems to have as much in common with Where Eagles Dare or Inglourious Basterds as it does with New Hope. The grungy tone, dirty windows, and dark lighting, they're all a deliberate step beyond Star Wars' typical lived-in galaxy look. The small cadre of heroes appear as weathered as the dilapidated towns and crumbling temples that surround them. There's a desperation conveyed on the faces of these characters. There are a few tired-looking, dirty humans contrasted against the scale of a vast, evil empire dwarfed by the AT-ATs towering over them and the colossal superweapon overshadowing their mission. It's a superb premise that harnesses the best of Star Wars mythos in a brand new way, subverting familiar settings with a new kind of story. If it works, Rogue One will open the door to other kinds of tales to be told in the Star Wars galaxy. Scary stories, exploration epics, true romances, maybe even more comedic or deeper dramatic experiments.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
I like the trailer. Will the movie be good? Probably. Some pretty smart people are attached to it and some pretty good actors are cast in it. But whether it succeeds or fails, props to the creators for taking a big risk in an age when so many popular film franchises are mired by setting up the next movie. I'll see you in the theater. From all of us at IGN, may the Force be with you.